Blitz on 2 is sponsored by Charleston County Parks, Charleston Heating and Air, Morgan & Morgan, and Steen Enterprises.
Hey everybody, it's that time again. Now don't be deceived. We are sitting, but that doesn't mean we're resting. I'm Mark Morgan. It's the Blitz on 2, another stellar slate of high school football games right here on the Blitz on 2.
Yeah, that is right. Welcome in. I am Dan Fanning. Our game of the week pits Aynor versus Phillip Simmons at the Phil. Aynor coming in 2-1. Phillip Simmons 3-1. Phillip Simmons here with the ball first. Fourth and 5. They go for it. KJ Asbury corralled by a host of Blue Jackets. Iron Horses turn over on downs. Aynor, short field here. Wyatt Cody punches it in from the 10. Blue Jackets go for 2, and they get it. The visiting Aynor Blue Jackets lead early 8-0. Ensuing Phillip Simmons drive. Griffin Gore knocks in the 35-yard field goal. The lefty with the boot to get the Iron Horses on the board. It is 8-3. Aynor rolls the dice later in the first quarter. Josh Gant wraps up the ball carrier ahead of the line to gain. Phillip Simmons D stiffens. Then the Iron Horses convert that into 6. KJ Asbury, friend of the program, up the gut, 22 yards out. Give him 6. Iron Horses lead 10-6 after 1, but we go to the board. An Aynor offensive outburst after I left. Blue Jackets sting Phillip Simmons 52-31. Another option we have for the game of the week takes us to Cane Bay High.
That is true, Dan. Another terrific matchup this evening. The Trojans of James Island putting their 4-0 record on the line against the Cobras. Let's check out the highlights. I love the purple smoke up there, Dan, right? And here come the Cobras, and here we go. As Dan mentioned, really terrific matchup. James Island with the ball first as we pick it up. Liam Nixon, obviously backup quarterback, passes over to Jay Morris. Gain of 8 before the big guys finally knocked out of bounds. Amontre Scott will take the handoff right here. He's gone.
We may see this later in the show.
Yeah, what do the kids say? He's going to the house? What do you guys say? Something like that?
Introduces.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, 75 yards for the touchdown for the Trojans. PAT good, 7-0. Cobras with it now. TJ Wright, look at him. It's 27 yards on the gain before he is kind of wheeling and dealing, slicing and dicing. 27 yards before he's taken down. Cobras with it again. Deshaun Tompkins around the left side for 20 yards before he's knocked out of bounds. Let's go to the board. We said it was going to be a good one. It was. The Cobras win it on a 29-yard field goal as time expires. 31-28, Cane Bay. Now, Somerville has maybe surprised a few folks with its early season play, rolling through 3 opponents thus far.
Yeah, I would say so. The Green Wave rolling into Memorial Stadium, taking on one of the Midland powers in Sumter High. To the Midlands we go. Ian Raftery, Green Wave down 9-0 late in the first half. Campbell McCurry, who just committed to play baseball at Newberry, picking up the first down in Sumter territory, but the drive there would stall. 14 showing off the legs. Maybe useful there with the Newberry Wolves. Second half, same score. Marquez Spells with a physical run again, but again, no points. Spells, my word, running over tacklers. Then Sumter would get a long pass from Peyton Marchant to Amarian Smith deep into Somerville territory down the sidelines. Number 3 rumbling down, knocked out of bounds there by the Green Wave. That sets up John Peoples on the direct snap. Touchdown Gamecocks, 16-0 Sumter. And they take it by that score as we go to the board. The Gamecocks of Sumter blank Somerville 16-0. Green Wave fall for the first time this season. A house divided tonight as my Wildcats of West Ashley take on my roommate's alma mater, Wando.
Right. Let's head out to Wando to check out the highlights from this one. The Warriors obviously hoping to bounce back from that shutout loss to Somerville last week. Dan Fanning's Wildcats. Everybody shaking hands prior to the game midfield.
And Christina Lobo.
Yeah, Christina Lobo as well, one of our colleagues here at News 2. All right, check it out. West Ashley with it. The pitch to Jarrell Rivers. The gain of 20. This guy was a workhorse in the first half of this contest. That drive did stall, though. The Warriors with it. Brooks Lemke to Kelly Cash, friend of the Blitz. Kelby Cash doing his thing, gain of 20. That drive will stall as well. This was a real defensive struggle in the first half. Wildcats back on the attack. The pitch again to Rivers, 15 yards this time. Did I mention he was a workhorse? Hard guy to bring down. Scoreless after the first quarter. Wando now, Warriors threatening. The pass to the end zone, though, picked off by Tyler Point right there. Not outstanding shooting by me.
That was on point by the defense.
There you go. Wildcats take over. Here's another pick in the red zone by West Ashley in this one. This time it's Jerome Simmons. Where's Jerome? Right there. The big guy grabs it and then falls down. A scoreless first half. We go to the board, and the defense stood up throughout this contest, Dan. But Dan Fanning's West Ashley Wildcats win at 7-0 and are 5-0 on the season.
How about it? And Stuart Carriel will be hearing about it when we get home.
There you go.
We go up to Fort D, taking on Berkeley at Gerald Moody Field. Trey Ryan, first quarter, hands it off to Zion Reynolds. He runs through a host of tackles, finally knocked out of bounds there. A big first down. Next play, they keep it on the ground again. Zion Reynolds, but the Stags were prepared for it, and they stop him on D. But Fort D continues with the ground game. Zion Reynolds goes up the gut for the P-men. Touchdown. Point after is good. Makes it 7-0 Patriots. And we go to the board. Fort Dorchester playing inspired football for their former coach, Jack. They win it tonight up at Berkeley, 48-6. Your final.
Elsewhere, St. James and Ashley Ridge. We pick up the highlights from this contest. This one, kind of a ground and pound struggle as well. Christopher Hayes there up the middle for the Swamp Foxes. Some tough yards for him. Then Xavier Proctor Floyd. Did I mention ground and pound? A lot of that in this game for Ashley Ridge. Kind of a low-scoring contest early on in the first half as we show you these early highlights. Hand it off, hand it off, hand it off. Go to the board. Ashley Ridge comes up big, though, later in this second half, putting up 26 on the board. Your final 26-10 Swamp Foxes, a winner. We are just getting started here on the Blitz on 2. It's time for a brief timeout.
And that's right. When we come back, plenty more scores and highlights. We head up to Goose Creek to check on the Gators, also Stratford on the road as well. Stay with us.
Welcome back to the Blitz on 2 alongside Dan Fanning. I'm Mark Morgan. The highlights keep on coming.
Yeah, that is correct. We head to the creek where the Gators of Goose Creek look to get off the schneid.
You didn't have to do that.
This evening. Blythewood taking on the Gators in Goose Creek.
Oh,
Bengals driving mid-second quarter. David Herndon looks for Chris Thomas, but the pass falls incomplete just over the head of the intended receiver. Next play, Herndon again tries the pass. Once again, incomplete.
Yeah,
Bengals punt it away. Gators with the ball first play. Drew Moore, no relation to Lexi, connects with Troy Reed deep down the field, and he takes it to the house. 80-yard house call for the Gators touchdown. Extra point makes it 21-7 Gators. However, Blythewood would come all the way back, and they put it on Goose Creek this evening, 42-28. Your final.
Mark Morris and Carolina Forest hosting Stratford. Knights on the road tonight. We pick it up. Second quarter, we're tied at 7. Knights on the move. The throw downfield, though, is picked off by Jamari Davis. Panthers get the ball back, and they pick up a field goal on that drive. Last chance before the half now for Stratford, but Renardo Parks comes in for the sack right there. Great pursuit. It's now 10-7 at the break. We move to the third quarter. Panthers start with the ball in that quarter, but trouble here. We have a fumble! And Pharrell Zanders scoops it up, but nothing doing on that ensuing drive. A lot of good action considering not much scoring. Carolina Forest back to work. Scotty Saylor on the quarterback keeper gets about 15 on this play. We saw him play a couple weeks ago here in the Lowcountry. Good for a first down on that one. Now third and long, a little screen pass to Zion Gilbert. He's going to do some work apparently to what's on this teleprompter right here. He gains about 25 for the first down. We go to the board, and we know, folks, how tough it is to win on the road. Stratford finds out Carolina Forest a field goal better than the Knights tonight.
Yeah, we head to District 4 Stadium. Lucy Beckham install. Robert Myers takes the handoff for the Bengals. 22 yards on this run there by the white-cladded Bengals. Lucy Beckham trying to get back in the win column this evening. Myers again, this time running through stall defenders. Nice job there by the defense, wrapping them up. Chalmers Ballard tosses it out to Charles Bird. Pretty pass there. Gain of about 25 yards. They said he's in. So does Charles. Give it to him. Then Bengals knocking on the door. Myers and for 6 up the gut. Lucy Beckham getting it done this evening, but we can't do it without Chris Akins. A nice gain there by Stahl. Chris Akins, the workhorse for the Warriors, running down the sidelines. Watch out, Lisa Smalls, before Charles Akins is knocked out of bounds. However, too much from the visiting Bengals in this one tonight. Lucy Beckham back in the win column in a big way, 48-0 over Stahl. Now, what was to be Art Craig's homecoming up at Timberland this evening was canceled earlier this week as he was placed on administrative leave at Hanahan.
That's right. Interim head coach Steve Blanchard leading the Hawks against the Wolves on this evening. To St. Stephen we go. Timberland Wolves excited to get this game started. Yeah, Raymond Owens. Look at that, getting both teams coming onto the field.
Raymond Owens.
R. Owens, baby. Hanahan Hawks ready to take him on the Wolves as well. First quarter was scoreless for both teams. Wolves turn that around here. It's Gavin Gaskins turns around to hand the ball to Mari Jenkins, who runs the ball into the end zone for the first touchdown of the game. Hawks determined to keep that score at 6-0 Timberland. A lot of cutaways, Raymond Owens. Thank you so much. The extra point, though, blocked right here by the Hawks, so it stays at 6-zip. Hanahan trying to get some points on the board in the first half. Timberland able to run the score up to 16-0, just seconds to go in the first half. Jaden Cummings to Malik Ori, who does catch the ball but lands a few yards short of the touchdown. I got ahead of myself. There's the throw. You see him in the red zone inside the 10. Not going to work. Nice little wide shot. To the board we go. Hanahan beat Timberland on the road. Interim head coach Steve Blanchard with the W. 30-24 is your final.
To Daniel Island we go. The Battling Bishops of BE hosting Woodland. Second quarter, Woodland up 8-0, but Bishops line up, and Gavin Craig buries the field goal to make it an 8-3 contest. Woodland trying to get on the board here before halftime. Darian Harrison pressured by Zach Hanel. Pass falls incomplete. Great pressure there by BE. Keeps it 8-3 at halftime. Third quarter, BE knocking on the door, trying to take the lead inside the 5, but they fumble. Wolverines recover in the end zone for the touchback. Wolverine sideline get a little litty, as the kids say these days.
What do they say, litty?
Litty.
As
Harrison.
It's lit? Is that what you mean?
It's lit. Harrison at the O trying to mount a drive off the turnover. Charlie Rainey has other ideas. He intercepts the pass over the middle, and he, I guess, is litty. BE. They would try to go in front, but the Woodland Wolverines have other ideas as we go to the board. BE falls at home by 10. Woodland 23. Battling Bishops 13.
All right, the Blitz on 2 keeps right on rolling. Let's talk Whale Branch at Burke. Here come the Bulldogs on Stony Field, and here we go. Quarterback Tavon Snipe really fighting for some tough yards here. Hard to get through that.
Watch out, Forrest.
Yeah, that Whale Branch defense early on. Forrest Tucker helping us out. Here's Snipe again, forced to scramble this time. 5 yards up the middle. Whale Branch with it. Mason Griffin, watch him. He goes 23 yards around the left end. Hard guy to catch. The Bulldogs do not. The PAT was good, 7-0 Whale Branch, and they really run this thing up tonight. Let's go to the board. 53-12, Whale Branch a winner at Burke.
Now we go to some skis action. After an impressive win over First Baptist last week, Pinewood Prep hosting John Paul II this evening. And to Dorchester County we go. Pinewood Prep hosting the visiting John Paul II. Ethan Timmons punches it in from the 5 PAT. Good, 7-0 Panthers. Carolina Panthers could use him. Warriors with it this time for John Paul II. Christian Tilton with the carry. He gets away from the Panthers defense, and it is good night Irene. TD is good, but the PAT was no good. That made it 7-6 Panthers. And to the board we go. Pinewood Prep continues the winning ways. They win 40-26, your final.
Let's keep that Skeeza train going, shall we? Ben Lippen visiting Porter Goud. Visitors with it. It's 14-0 Porter at this point. Nice defensive play by James Ball of the Cyclones. Look at him coming up to make the tackle on Jake Traber. Nicely done. Second quarter action now. Cyclones with it. It's John Settle. Takes the handoff, bounces outside. A nice run. We'll give him 30 before he's finally brought down. That led to a 27-yard field goal. Let's go wide. Let's watch. Check out the refs. This one is, yes, it's good. Nicely done to the board. A tight one at Porter. Cyclones prevail by 2, 24-22. All right, we're going to catch our breath and step away for just a moment here on the Blitz on 2.
That's right. When we come back, some more scores. Also, our play of the night. Don't touch that remote.
And welcome back to the Blitz on 2 with Dan Fanning, who's my man. I'm Mark Morgan. Let's quickly check out some other scores for you. Baptist Hill on the road over Allendale Fairfax. Marion Brown's team wins at 36-28. Georgetown gets smoked at home by Lake City, 43-19.
And 2 more high school scores to bring you tonight. Colleton County, the Cougars beat the North Charleston Cougars 19-12. Also Cross, they stay in the win column. They beat Lake Marion 14-9.
Kind of taking you around the Lowcountry now. Buford goes on the road to May River and wins 13-7. My apologies. And St. John's drops one at home to Scotts Branch 2014.
And also some Skeeza scores quickly. My parents' alma mater, Lee Academy, goes on the road, or I guess they stay home and they win tonight. Your final score, Lee Academy.
It's time for the play of the night.
There we go. We go back to Cane Bay. Armontre Scott, 75 yards, picks him up and puts him down. Kind of looks like Mike Vick back in his old Hokie heydays. Number 10, give him 6. Then he puts on the waxing, I guess they call it the crane, the wax on, wax off.
Sure.
The
there's some
Karate Kid. But again, Armontre Scott. James Island falls this evening, but Armontre Scott is your play of the night.
All right, and that is a wrap for week 4 of the Blitz on 2. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. For Dan Fanning, I'm Mark Morgan.
Yeah, that is right. I'm heading up to Columbia in the morning, so stay with us tomorrow for college as well. As always, thanks for tuning in to the Blitz. Have a great weekend.